So today I was thinking we'd work on hamstrings and quads a little bit more, so we'll work our into lunges. And maybe do a little bit of hand work after. We'll do some breath work first and then just, give our hands a little bit of attention. So let's just start off with the legs crossed, seated, sitting up nice and tall, just resting the hands on the legs. Eyes closed. And just regular breathing. Just take 3 or 4 breaths, not thinking too much about the breath. And now bring more attention to the breath. Ideally breathing in and out through the nose. Inhaling, filling the lungs as much as you can, expanding the ribs. Exhale, make the exhale just as long as the inhale. Inhale, filling the lungs, expanding the ribs. And then a nice long exhale. Inhaling. Maybe take a pause at the top of the inhale just for a second or two. And then release the breath. And then just repeat 3 or 4 more times. And now let's just work on the shoulders a little bit. So just bring one shoulder forward, up, back and down. Just rotating that shoulder. And then we work on the other shoulder. And then both up and down. Just try and loosen up. And then interlace the fingers. Push the palms, push the arms forward, stretching the arms out, stretching the hands out, and retract the shoulders back a little bit. So we're pulling the shoulders back as we extend the arms forward, trying to keep the arms pretty straight. And then we're starting to bring the arms up over the head, hands over the head. Go as far as feels comfortable. Don't go too far if it bothers the shoulders, but eventually we're trying to frame the head with the arms. And then we keep the fingers interlaced, we bring the arms down, we turn the palms up to the ceiling. And we're going to keep the arms in nice and close. So the shoulders are relaxed, arms are relaxed, so no tension. You don't want to lift the shoulders and the elbows up. So we're trying to relax the shoulders, the arms. We're just stretching out the hands, stretching out the fingers. And then bring the palms together. And the elbows up. So we're just giving a little bit of hand stretch, wrist stretch. And then keep the fingers together, pushing the fingers hard into each other as you separate the heel of the hands. And then bring the heel of the hands back together. And then push into the fingers. And then palms together again. A couple more times. This is going to strengthen the wrists up. It's going to strengthen the hands up. And now bring the back of the hands together, hold for a breath or two. And then we're just going to circle in one direction. And what we're trying to do, we're trying to keep the wrists nice and close to each other as we circle. And then we circle in the other direction. And shake the hands out. So bring the thumb into the palm. Clasp the thumb with the fingers And just rest the little finger side down on the knees. Arms are pretty straight, and then we're going to turn the knuckles towards the ground. So we're stretching out the thumb side of the wrist. And then stretch out the hands as much as possible. And then clench. Stretch out the hands. And then clench. Stretch. And clench. Stretch. And clench. Bring the right arm up, shoulder back. And we're going to pull that arm in close. You're pulling above the elbow. Inhaling, getting tall. Getting an easy stretch. Exhale as we pull that arm in a little bit closer. Inhale, getting taller. Exhale, we're pulling the arm in a little bit closer. Use that breath. 2 or 3 more breaths. And then switch to the other side. Bring the other arm up, shoulder back. And then we start pulling that arm in. Just an easy stretch to begin with. Inhale, getting tall. Exhale, pulling the arm in a little bit closer. Just keep moving with the breath. Deeper stretch with the exhale. Sometimes you'll find as you're stretching, and especially if you're using the breath, is that there's that tension, the muscles will suddenly start to relax, they suddenly start to just let go, and that tension will just disappear. It doesn't always happen. But it's a good feeling when it does. And then release. A few neck stretches, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. Inhale up, exhale into the other side. So we're just going to move from side to side with the breath. Inhale as the head comes up, exhale as it goes down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Couple more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Bring the head back to center, back to neutral, and then we're just going to turn the head in one direction, looking over one shoulder. Inhale back to center, exhale over the other shoulder. And again, we're going to move from side to side with the breath. Inhaling as we look forward, exhale over to the side. We come back to neutral, and then we tuck the chin, and we lift the head up, and carefully take the head back. Inhale to neutral, exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, head up, exhale, head back. Repeat. And then back to neutral. Place the right hand, or left hand, doesn't matter which hand. So the hand is away from the hips, a couple of feet. You're pushing the hand into the mat. You're reaching up with the other arm. Reach, reach, reach. And then we're taking a side stretch, looking under the arm towards the ceiling. Take a breath or two. Inhale, come up. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale, coming back up. And then we're going to come onto the mat into Sphinx. So we're lying on the mat, elbows under the shoulders. And we're actually grabbing the mat with the hands. You're pulling the mat towards you, trying to open the chest. So let's do a forearm plank. And I like to actually make fists. So I'm making fists with the hands. Toes are tucked. And you're going to bring those hips up. Trying to get the back in one straight line. Not letting the hips drop, not bringing them up too high. And then we tuck the chin. We're looking towards the mat. We're pushing the forearms into the ground, shoulders up towards the ceiling, try not to sink between the shoulder blades. You're breathing, and maybe bring the toes a little bit closer. My big toes are almost touching. I'm engaging the core like crazy. And if you want, you can bring one leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We switch legs, other leg comes up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We come all the way down and we totally relax. We walk the hands under the shoulders and we come onto our hands and knees and we do cat-cow a few times. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, round in the back, tucking the chin. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling into cat. Just try and move with the breath. We're trying to synchronize the movement with the breath. And as you know, I like to start the movement from the base of the spine, working my way into the neck. And then come into neutral. Inhale, the right leg up. Exhale, you pulling that knee in towards chin. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. We switch legs. Inhaling as the other leg comes up. Exhale, knee comes in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 or 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then we walk the hands slightly forward. So when I come into downward facing dog, I've got my hands slightly forward of the wrist slightly forward of the shoulders. So that I like this distance between the hands and the feet as they come up. So let's come up into downward facing dog. We're pushing the thumb, index finger into the ground in particular. Chin is tucked, you're looking towards the belly button, you're working those arms a lot. Armpits towards the ground. And you're feeling that length with each breath, you're feeling that length increase. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath. Try to keep the back neutral, bending the knees if you need to. If you can keep the back neutral with the heels closer to the ground, that would be great, but back neutral is the first priority. And then we look forward between the hands. Inhaling halfway up, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, breath, core brings us up. Exhale into Samasthiti. Half salute. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we fold forward again. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. This time, interlace the fingers. We're going to take a bit of a side stretch. My fingers are interlaced. Index finger is up towards the ceiling. Sorry, you can't see my hands. So we're going to reach up, stretching, and then we're going to lean over to one side. And it's as if you're in between two panes of glass. So we don't want to bring one shoulder more forward than the other. So we're trying to keep everything sort of, as I say, it's like between two panes of glass. So we're shifting the hips over in one direction and we're leaning in the opposite direction, getting a good side stretch. Inhale, coming up, exhale over to the other side. So what we're going to do, we're going to move from side to side with the breath. We inhale up, exhale over. Inhale, exhale. Each inhale, we're trying to get a little bit more length before we go over to the other side. Inhale, coming up, reaching up, exhale over. Inhale, reaching up, exhale over. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come all the way up, bring the arms either side of you, just shake the arms out, again, move the shoulders, whatever feels good. Okay, let's do a little bit of just shaking the legs out and the arms out. So what we're going to do, we're going to stand on the left foot, and we're just going to shake out the right leg. And we're trying to get that right foot nice and floppy, really floppy. Sometimes it feels like the foot is bolted to the leg, but we're trying to loosen up. And then the other leg. And sometimes one side feels looser than the other side. Some people have a real challenge with this. It's almost like, as I say, that the foot won't sort of loosen up. And then we work on the arms. So with the arms, I just lean over to one side. So the arm is just dangling here. And then we just shake it. So I'm just rotating the arm quickly. I'm just trying to let every muscle get loose. The hand is getting loose, the wrist is loose. And then the other side. And then lean forward and both arms together, both hands, nice and loose. And then come back onto the mat. Come to the front of the mat if you're off the mat. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, we're in plank. We do chaturanga on knees, chin, chest to ground. Keep the elbows in. Inhaling into cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. And then we're going to stack the hips, getting a bit of a hip opener. And then we're going to switch legs. We bring the other leg up. And then we stack the hips. Top foot joins the bottom foot. We look forward. We walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're back in plank. Chaturanga on knees, chin, chest to ground. Inhaling into cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, this time we're going to bring the knee down to the ground. Center the right hand, we're coming into an easy side lunge. Sorry, an easy side plank lunge. Opening that chest. And then we're back in plank. Chaturanga, inhaling to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the other leg up, your left leg. Exhale, we sweep it through. Sweep the knee through, coming to the side plank. And then plank. Chaturanga, inhaling to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold down dog for breath or two. Now we're going to do star pose. Right leg comes up. And you're going to bring that knee forward. You shoot the leg over to the side. If this is tough, you can do the side plank again. So both legs are straight. My front toes of my right foot are in line with the fingers of my right hand, and then I'm opening up like this. And if you feel so inclined, you can bring the hand down and you could do a couple of push-ups. When I first started doing this in class, everyone would just laugh. They thought I was joking, which I was initially. And then a few people would sort of try it. So it's doable. And then we start pose on the other side. And we bring the hand down. And we do a couple of push-ups. 2, maybe 3. You're going to be so strong. We bring that leg up, top foot joins the bottom foot, and we come into child's pose. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit of more flow. So just follow the rest as you can. So it's the hip opener, star pose, and then a side plank. Let's see how it goes. Coming to downward facing dog. Look forward, walk forward to the front of the mat. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward. Inhale coming all the way up. Exhale Samasthiti. Maybe I'll just face you guys. It'll be easier for you to see what's going on. We come to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we flatten the hands. We're in plank. Chaturanga or knees, chin, chest to ground. Inhaling into cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling, extend it down dog. And then we do a hip opener. So you're stacking the right hip over the left hip, you're bending that top knee. And then we extend the leg. And then we bring the knee forward and we come into star pose. And we take a breath or two. And then we bring the hand down, no push-ups this time. We extend the leg. And then we bring that foot down. And then we bring the left hand to center. And we side plank with the left hand down, right arm up. We come back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Stack the hips. And then we bring the knee forward. We shoot the leg over to the side. Star pose. You can do an easy side plank if you prefer. We bring the hand down. We shoot that leg up. And then we bring that foot down. Right hand to center. Side plank to the side. We're back into plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we bring the knees down. And we take child's pose. Nice little flow, strengthening, generating a lot of heat. So the idea is with the flow, we're warming the body up, we're generating that internal heat, getting ready for a little bit of a deeper stretch. Come back onto the hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up to the ceiling. And then look between the hands. You're going to bring that right foot between the hands and back knee down, coming into a nice long lunge. So lunges, I like lunges. With the knee down, you can sort of, in a way, it's relaxing, but you're still getting a stretch at the front of that back leg. Getting an easy stretch. If you want to go deeper, you just lower the hips a little bit. If you want to go even deeper, you can take hold of that back foot. Totally optional. I'm grabbing my left foot with my left hand. I'm pulling that foot in closer and closer. If you want, you can take hold of the foot with both hands and pull the foot in a little bit closer. Don't forget, keep within your comfort zone. And then when you release the foot, release it carefully. And then we're going to walk that front foot forward an inch or two. And then we're going to carefully extend that front leg, stretching out the hamstring. Some of you probably might have the knee still bent, that's fine. But eventually the leg is going to be straight. We're stretching out the back of the leg. This front foot is active, dorsiflexion, toes up towards the ceiling. And if you want to go a little deeper, we slide that foot forward and we can get a little deeper. And I'm sure I've done this with you guys before. This is a prep to Hanumanasana, which is the splits pose. Splits is very challenging. You have to be very careful not to stretch out the groin too much, stretch out the sacrum too much. So be careful if you go deeper in this pose. But you can get a good hamstring stretch on the back of that front leg. And then we're going to switch to the other side. We bring the hands down. We're in plank, chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, we bring that foot through, back knee comes down. And we're just going to rest the hands on the knee to begin with. Another thing I like to do in this pose is the front foot is, I'm not moving the front foot, but I'm trying to pull it in. So it's almost like it's stuck to the mat where I'm trying to pull it in, and that takes a little bit of pressure off the lower back, so that keeps the lower back nice and safe. And also I start to feel it front of that back leg, the front of the hip. So we're stretching the hip out, we're stretching the quads out. And to stretch the hamstrings out, we usually walk the front foot forward an inch or two, and then exhale as I extend the leg. Toes up towards the ceiling. Another thing, if people are super flexible, they could bring the forearms to the ground, they could fall all the way forward. So just, we're all different, so I'm not going to do that today. And if you want a little bit more, you can slide the foot forward slightly. You're trying to eventually straighten the leg, and you're trying to activate those quads, getting that nice stretch at the back of the leg. And then we're back in the lunge and into plank. Chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale, downward facing dog. We look forward, we walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale, folding forward. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. So let me just move this screen a little bit. There we go. Is that too much? Maybe that's too much. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a flow. We're going to do another hamstring stretch, but we'll do a standing hamstring stretch. So we'll come to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands, coming into plank. Chaturanga. Inhale into up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, we sweep that foot through. Let's do the warrior poses first. Warrior one. Warrior two. Remember keeping that knee nicely lined up. Reverse warrior. And then we come back into warrior two. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop that back foot in slightly. And we're going to take hold of the opposite elbows. And then we're going to straighten that front leg. And then we're just going to hinge at the hips. And you're going to start feeling the stretch at the back of that front leg. Nothing too intense. Probably you want to keep the torso parallel to the ground. Chin is tapped, you're looking towards the ground. And then we come all the way back up. We come back into warrior two, reverse warrior, and then we flow to the other side. We come into plank. Chaturanga, inhaling to up dog, exhale downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up, exhale we sweep that foot through, we adjust the back foot, and we come into warrior one. We exhale into warrior two. We'll do reverse warrior. And then back into warrior two. And then we're just going to hop that back foot in a little bit. We straighten the front leg, we hold on to the opposite elbows. And then we hinge at the hips. And you should be feeling a stretch at the back of that front leg. And then we slowly come back up. We come back into warrior two, reverse warrior, and then we flow to the other side. No, we don't. We're just going to flow to plank. Chaturanga, inhaling into up dog, exhale down dog. Let's hold down dog for a breath or two. And that's a good pose. You're pushing the thumb, index finger into the ground, middle finger into the ground, armpits are active towards the ground. Chin is tapped, you're looking towards the belly button. You're trying to get more and more relief. And then we look forward and walk forward between the hands. Inhale halfway up, exhale folding forward. Inhale, we come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. So a little bit of challenging standing routine. Some of you, if you've got tight hamstrings, you're going to keep the knee bent like this. In fact, this is the way I'm going to be doing it myself. But if you've got pretty good flexibility in the hamstrings, what you could do instead, you could take hold of the big toe and you could extend that leg forward. So you have the leg straight. Actually, I think I'll do a quick demo. So why don't you just stand on the mat for a minute. So I'm going to demo this with the leg straight. And so if some of you want to do it with the leg straight, you can. So basically what we do is we extend the leg forward like this, and we'll hold that for a few breaths. We'll take the leg over to the side like this. We'll bring the leg forward again, and then you take hold of the outside of the foot, and then you take the twist. So if you want to do it with the leg straight, that's fine. It's a good stretch, and it's a challenge on the balance. If you can't get the leg straight, just hold on to the shin just below the knee. So we're just like this. So everyone, we can join in there. Either the knee bent or the leg straight. And then we take the leg over to one side. So I bring one hand onto the hip, just as a placeholder for the hand. So I'm getting a bit of a hip opener here. And then we bring the leg back to center. And either you're holding onto the outside of the foot with the left hand, or the outside of the leg with the left hand. And then you see if you can take the twist. And then we come back to center and we release. I can feel that. I feel that in the standing foot. That's a challenging pose, challenging transitions. Other side, holding on to the shin just below the knee, or you can take hold of the big toe with the left hand. You kind of try to keep that standing leg active. We take the leg over to the side, placing the right hand on the hip if you want. Getting a bit of a hip opener. And then we bring the leg back to center. Just do what you can here. This is a chance, sometimes I lose my balance here, but I just do what I can. And then you're slowly rotating. And eventually you're looking over behind you, over that back shoulder. And then we come back to center. And we release, shaking everything out. Okay. Come to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweeping those arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. So we're going to hold the forward fold. Placing the fingertips on the mat, and you're just going to walk the feet apart, maybe 6, 7 inches. You're going to take hold of the big toes. So the first 2 fingers around the big toe, thumbs around the big toe. Belly is resting on the legs. So you're snuggling the belly onto the legs, you're looking up, and then you're going to fold forward, chin is tucked, you're looking between the legs. And maybe straighten the legs a little bit more. A lot of arm strength, you're pulling yourself towards the ground. Keep the back safe. And then we slowly come back up, rolling up. Inhale as the arms come up. Exhale. Samasthiti. So what the idea is here is the closer the belly is to the legs, the safer the back is. Another thing, another slight variation here is, let's try this. We're bending the knees, we're hinging at the hips. So my knees are bent a lot. I'm resting the belly on the legs. So another thing you could do is just slide the hands underneath the feet. So the back of the hand is on the mat. The feet are on the palms of the hands. So the toes are right onto the inside of the wrist. You snuggle the belly against the legs. You're looking between the legs. You can get a little bit more leverage and pull yourself a little bit closer to the ground on this one. And then you can start to straighten the legs a little bit. And then we bend the knees. And we slowly roll up. Inhaling as the arms come up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Whichever forward bend you do, keep that back safe. If you feel any discomfort in the back, bend the knees more, or come out of the pose if you need to. Okay, what we're going to do, remember when we were standing and we did this? So we're going to do the same thing, but we'll be lying down. And if you have a strap is going to be useful. Make sure you've got plenty of room. I think I'll do it this side. We've got this side view. So strap if you have one. Come to the front of the mat. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, we plant the hands. We're in plank. Chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we bring the knees down. And we're just going to come onto our backs. I'm going to have to move the screen again. This is the pain with Zoom, isn't it? All these videos. So if you have a strap, you can bring the strap. Let's take the strap around the left foot. And so I've got it around the ball of the foot. And then what I do, so it's my left leg is towards the ceiling. I'll hold onto the strap with my left hand, and then I take my right hand between the leg and the strap, and so I can get a really good grip on that strap, and I'll wrap the strap around the hand. So I've got a really good grip there. Actually, I should do it with the other hand. So sorry, take hold of the strap with the right hand, and then you wrap the strap around the left hand. Left leg, left hand, and you can bring the right hand on top if you want. And you're trying to get that leg straight. The more you pull the leg in, the more stretch you're going to get. If you need to bend the knee, you can bend the knee. If you don't have a strap, you just hold on to the foot with the hands or the back of the calf muscle. So basically, this is what we did standing, especially those people that have the leg straight. And then we took the leg over to the side. So we can do that here. We can take the leg over to the side, holding on to the strap, or you can hold on to the leg or onto the big toe. And then we bring the leg up and we hold onto the strap or the leg with the other hand, wrapping the strap around the right hand as we take the leg over. So this basically is a twist. Now as I bring the leg down, I start to look over the left shoulder. I'm extending my left arm, palm up. I'm trying to keep both shoulders grounded. So we're just getting into that twist. Priority here is shoulders down, as opposed to that leg all the way down to the ground. And then we bring the leg up and we switch. So as I say, if you don't have the strap, you can just hold on to the back of the leg, or onto the big toe like this. Probably some of you are just like this if you don't have a strap. Well, the straps are nice. You could also do this when we did the standing version. You could do it with the strap as well. And then we just make sure you're holding onto the leg or the strap with the right hand. You're going to keep that left hip on the ground if you can as you take the leg over to the side. Take it slowly. Try and keep both hips on the ground. So try not to let this hip, you try not to let this hip come off the ground if you can. So I'd rather you be hip down, leg up, leg down, hip up. And then we bring the strap, the leg back up. We hold onto the strap or the leg with the other hand, and we take the twist. As the leg comes down, we start extending the right arm, looking over the right shoulder, and trying to keep both shoulders grounded. And then we bring that leg back up. And we put the strap to one side. And then we pull the knees in. And we just rock from side to side. We take over the back of the legs. We rock ourselves up. Actually, I know some of you don't like too much core work, but why don't we do some, I call these pistons. I call them something different in Pilates, but with pistons, it works the lower abs. And the reason they're called pistons is because you're making the movement of a car piston and the sound of a car piston. So pistons, we bring both legs up to the ceiling. Arms are either side of you, or they can be in close. And basically, we're just going to bring the legs up and down. We're going to use the breath. So it's just like this. And I'm actually breathing out through the mat. I'm making the sound of a piston. So whenever you're ready, legs are at 90 degrees. You're trying to keep the legs straight, arms either side of you. You're going to work that core. Whenever you're ready, go. Take a little breather. Bring the feet down to the ground. So we're going to do side-to-side pistons. You bring the hips up, over to one side and back down, then up and over to the other side. So the arms are going out a little bit wider. You bring the legs up. Whenever you're ready, go. You don't have to take the hips up too high. Hips are coming up and over. Couple more if you can. Back to center. Feet down to the ground. So as I say, this is going to work the lower abs. Take a breather, and then we'll do a few more regular pistons. Bring the legs up. Inhale. Go. 10 more. Roll the feet down to the ground and relax. Extend the legs and bring the arms over the head, taking a full body stretch. And then take a little bit of a side stretch, and getting into that banana shape. And then we stretch out the other side. And then we recenter. We walk the feet in. The knees come in. We take hold of the back of the legs and we rock ourselves up into Navasana boat pose. So this is more core work. We're trying to keep the back neutral. And for those that you have any issues with the back, you can hold on to the legs. If your back is good, you can start to release the legs. You can start to straighten the legs and you're breathing. And if you're shaking, that's fine. It means you're working. The higher the legs, the more you're going to have to work on this one. Knees towards the ceiling. I'm pushing the big toes into each other. And then we're going to slowly lower. We bring the hands behind the head. The lower back is pushed into the ground. Abs of steel. So you're working that core like crazy. This is like a scooping action. The 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we release. Totally relax. It always surprises me how much of a challenge that is. It doesn't look difficult, but it's really challenging just trying to keep the legs up and the head and the shoulders off the ground. We walk the feet in again. We pull the knees in and we rock ourselves up. And we're going to do a little bit of a hip hop. We're going to go into Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana is the feet are together. You're making a diamond shape with the legs. And if you want to bring the feet in a little bit closer, you can. I like to hold on to the outside of the feet. We're trying to get the back neutral. If your arms are short, and holding on to the feet makes you around the back, you can hold on to the legs like here. But the idea is using a lot of arm strength so you can pull those hips forward and get the back nice and neutral. Sit on a block or a book if you need to. And I like to rock from side to side. As I rock, my heels are coming in a little bit closer. And then I'm trying to get the knees a little bit closer towards the ground. So try and keep that back neutral. A nice hip stretch on this one. And then just extend the left leg forward. Keep the right foot pulled in. So maybe this would be a better view. Kneecap toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, we bring the arms up, looking up. Exhale, we gently fold forward. And then at this point, I just rock a little bit. I come up again slightly. I'm bringing the hips forward, and then I'm gently folding forward. If you can't get hold of the foot, the strap is useful, or you just hold on to the leg. And really be careful with the back on the forward bend. Keep the back nice and happy. I'd rather people be up like this with the back neutral than rounding the back and put pressure on the lower back. So this is again, you're probably feeling a stretch on the back of that extended front leg. And if you want to go deeper, if you can, eventually the belly is going to make contact with the leg. You're going to have the hands around the foot. You can even hold on to the opposite wrist like this. And then you can come all the way down. You might not be there yet. It's taken me quite some time to get that far. When I started yoga, I could barely touch my toes from a standing position. We switch legs. You have to be patient. Never force it, so that you stay nice and safe. Switching sides, bringing the left foot onto the inside of the right leg. Inhale, we're getting tall, so we're trying to get tall, trying to get length before we hinge forward. And we're holding onto the other foot or the leg, using the strap if you need to. Maybe a little bit of rocking. I come part way down and then I'll come up again and I'll bring those hips forward and then gently fold forward, and you're holding onto the outside of the foot, or maybe if you're super flexible, you can hold on to so I'm holding onto the right wrist with my left hand, and then you can fold forward. Probably most of you are just like this, you're holding onto the leg, or you have a strap there. So just yoga is about knowing what you can do, how far you can go, keeping the body safe. So please remember that. We come back up. We come onto our backs. Knees come in, we're rocking from side to side. Happy baby. So we're holding on to the feet. So I'm holding on to the inside of the feet. I've got my hands around the heels of the feet. So the legs are pretty wide apart. Tailbone is nice and low. Chin is tucked. Back of the neck is nice and long. And then hold onto the big toes. Palms face each other. Index finger and the little finger around the big toe. Thumb is around the big toe. And we're going to try and straighten the legs, or at least get them a little bit straighter, bringing them into a V shape. Another hamstring stretch here. Shoulders, you may notice the shoulders start to hunch up, so pull the shoulders away from the ears. You're pushing the heels out, tailbone down, you're breathing. And then we come into Supta Baddha Konasana. We bring the soles of the feet together. Again, you're making that diamond shape. And you're just letting the hips open, and you can rest the hands on the legs if you want, or the floor, or you can rest the hands on the belly. If it starts to bother the hip, you can put a block underneath the knees, or you just come out of this, come straight into Shavasana. Eyes closed, and just relax. So we're trying to let that tension in the hips just melt away. We're just gently letting the knees come towards the ground, not forcing it down, but if your hands are on the far inside of the thighs, you're just encouraging the legs down, relaxing the shoulders. And whenever you're ready, you can come into Shavasana. If you want to hold Supta Baddha Konasana longer, that's fine. If you're ready for Shavasana, extend the legs. And bring the arms either side of you, palms up towards the ceiling, so palms face up. Just let yourself totally relax, letting yourself sink into the ground. Breathing is regular. You're not doing any specific kind of breath, just regular breathing, but you are focused on the breath. And just checking things out, make sure you're not holding tension anyway. So if you want to stay in Shavasana longer, that's fine. If you're ready to come out, you walk the feet in. You roll them to one side, and then gently push yourself into a seated position. Once you're in a seated position, inhale as the arms come up. Exhale as they come down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Exhale as they come down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the palms to the forehead. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody. So we'll be back on Saturday next weekend. I'm glad you were able to join me today. Enjoy the rest of the day and stay safe.